All right, it is Thursday at 6 p.m. and we are horned up. That is not one bar across from me. That is someone completely different. It is one of the Luppa gals. It is Coda. Coda, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for hopping on. And I know you don't live in Minnesota anymore. You moved out west. But what's the one thing you miss the most about Minnesota?
It's Top the Tater.
Is it
And I'm
not the
being
tater?
It is actually Top the Tater. Yes, I miss it so much.
That is just so ironic because that happens to be the sponsor of Horned Up. Thank you so much, Chop Potato. The best damn dip you can get. It's a dip everybody buys when they come back to Minnesota. They stock up. They bring it back with them. If I could ship it out to everybody watching tonight, I would. If you're in the area, which I think is like Minnesota, Wisconsin, maybe some of Dakotas, Iowa, Midwest, Upper Midwest, get yourself some Top Potato. You will
I
not
love
regret
you,
it one
Top
bit.
the Tater.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Well, if you do a good job tonight, Dakota, maybe you'll see some in your mailbox next week.
Yay! That would be fun to explain to my grandparents. Why do you have this weird product in our mailbox? Don't worry about it. It's not for you.
Yeah, and why is it like it's definitely gone bad? All right, we got Jeff Swanson in the house. Nitsburg Viking funeral. Davey is back. Davey apparently was going to be gone until after the draft, but he's back. I don't know what changed his mind. Brad Anderson's in the house as well. Viking funeral. I think I already said you. We got Mustancer Halfall in the house. Dirk Diggler, Mason M, Julian Marker. Knack is here as well. We love Knack. He's way up. He's way up there in the Saskatchewan, I think. Have you ever visited the Saskatchewan, Coda?
I have not. I want to though. There's so many places that I want to go. I have never been there though.
Maybe you should go to Matamita. He's in the house. Matamita is here. Chris Bowman, Julian Marker, T-Bass is here. Yeah, he's there for one more day, T-Bass. Maybe you can find one bar down there searching for iguanas. I'm sure that's what he's up to. So we got.
I wish him all the luck.
Yeah, no doubt. So we'll go over some Vikings news. We'll do a mock draft. We're going to decode the Vikings offseason with Coda. She's going to give us her thoughts on what the Vikings are going to do. Here's a name we haven't seen in a while. Delton, where have you been? Delton Vincent. It's been MIA for a couple weeks, but he's back. Great to see Delton back, 100%. And Viking Funeral, great reminder. Hit that like button as you come in. We are at -3 likes right now, so it's not a great start, but we're gonna do better. We'll do better.
That sounds about right for me being on here.
No, you're doing great. You're doing great so far. That Top Potato getting mailed to you is looking real promising at this point.
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll let a few more trickle in, and then we'll get started in. I guess Paul Kraus was right there in Phoenix, hanging out. That's awesome.
Oh, cool.
Remember, any super chats will get you on the wheel for some one bar Lupagus swag or something from one of our sponsors. So any super chats, again, Coda has to win trivia to actually spin that thing.
Oh, I get to spin it? Okay.
No.
I already have this, but
you're already a winner. But yeah, you gotta get a certain percent, maybe like 3 or 4 right or points. We'll do points. Okay. Well, I'll explain it to you when we get there.
Okay.
But, yeah. No, we'll spin it.
I'm really good at trivia, so like I think this is gonna go really well, you guys.
Really?
I'm very good at trivia.
It's spelling.
Okay,
Kidding,
so
that's not trivia.
Listen, I may be a teacher, but I'm not that kind of a teacher.
Look at Matamita. He ain't messing around. He wants to be on that wheel immediately. D. Garcia is also back. Wow. Hell yeah. So we're sitting here. We got Combine next week. And then it's like 10 days and free agency starts. So we'll be going live free agency Monday. Starting about, 11 o'clock or so Central Time, the only time that matters. We'll be going live and covering all the Vikings, the newest Vikings, and the Vikings are going to go bye-bye. So definitely hop on for that. That's going to be a huge day.
I actually have that day off of work, which I was very excited to hear about when I found that out. I spent my entire day in front of my computer just refreshing Twitter.
Davey says Coda has to do some shots.
Sure, why not?
We got Davey's on them. Jeff Swanson wants the naked ball wash. I think he means Happy Nuts. We can definitely hook you up with some Happy Nuts. No doubt about that. Chris Bowman, he's on the book. They're just trickling in like crazy right now. So we got 4 on the wheel already. Can't wait for that. Coda, a lot of pressure to show we can spin this thing.
Listen, as long as the trivia is like Marvel or Star Wars or something else really, really nerdy, we're good. We're fine.
No, it's Vikings. It's Vikings related.
We're so fine. It's so gonna be fine.
All right, good deal. Look at Brett Anderson's already given you questions. He says, since Coda's so good at trivia, name the football player that invented the Nerf football. She left. You just made her leave, Brad.
Definitely not Tom Brady, because he wouldn't be able to deflate those. So
no. Oh wow, Coda's dropping jokes already. Nice.
Thank you.
I use humor
as a coping mechanism.
She has no idea who it is. That's fine.
No.
That's fine. All right, here we go. Let's get this thing started. Let's start with some Vikings news. Some just what's going on with the Vikings, and even it being February, we're still getting lots of Vikings news. All right, so just got released yesterday. The Vikings have now $63.3 million in cap space after the recent cap earnings came out. So I think we're at 58 before, so we're up to 63 million. We haven't had this much cap space in forever. So yeah, the Vikings, this is all pointing to them potentially being spenders here in free agency.
Based on how last free agency went, I would not be surprised by this at all, especially with the lack of movement on a lot of like the void dates and whatnot for a lot of guys' contracts coming up for free agency. And, there's a lot of places in our team, especially our O-line and our defense, that definitely could use some bolstering. And with the way that Kwesi goes about free agency, I would not be surprised if we gain more than we lose this offseason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, let's spend. Kwesi is much better in free agency so far than he has been in the draft. So let's spend that money. You can't take it with you when you go. So Benjamin Albright, he said Josh Oliver could be a cut candidate. Vikings would save $8 million, and states that the tight end class is deep this year in the draft, so that could be a reason why they look to cut Josh Oliver. What are your thoughts, Coda, on potentially cutting Josh Oliver?
As great as he was this last season, I wouldn't be surprised if we get rid of our tight end 2 and 3. Johnny Munt and Josh Oliver, they did a very good service stepping in while TJ Hawkinson was out and even after he came back. But looking at this tight end draft class, there's a couple of guys who, and I'm not going to mention who because I want to talk about them when we get to that portion, but there's a couple of guys, one in particular who played with a certain quarterback on our team who I definitely would rather spend the draft capital to get versus spending the money to keep around, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Brett Anderson has a question for you, Coda. He says, has Coda ever met Yoda?
Oh my God, no, but I would love to. I have met Darth Vader and Ahsoka and Chewbacca, and every time I go to Disneyland, R2-D2 gets really excited to see me.
Really? It just starts doing this.
Yeah. Screams. Oh my God. So I go to Disney once a year, every year on my birthday. It's like my little gift to myself. And for whatever reason, every year I go, like the same person who handles him is the same person. And so she knows me by this point, and R2-D2 every year just gets really excited to see me. It's awesome.
I wish I could say the same thing about me. No one's excited to see me.
I am.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I think Oliver, you don't have to come. We don't need to create all this cap space. I'd hate to see us lose both Munt and Oliver. I think that just leave us a little bit skinny at the position. I think it might be more likely.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's just my thoughts on it. Nisberg is not feeling well. Nisberg takes some ibuprofen. Wumbar is a big fan of suppositories. He likes suppositories to relieve his fevers. Nisberg, if you got some suppositories, those work real well. Let's get into Vikings. They pushed back the void date on Brian Murphy's contract and Aaron Jones. This means Brian Murphy cannot be franchise tagged, which was a popular thing that came out earlier this week. They did not do this with Sam Darnold. So, Coda, what is this telling you? Move back the void dates on 2 guys, but not on Sam Darnold?
I've been going back and forth on whether or not, and I think it has a lot to do with Sam Darnold's, especially what we're doing with JJ McCarthy. I've been going back and forth, do we make last year's plan, this year's plan, keep Sam Darnold on, but keep it as a conditional, just reminder you're a bridge quarterback? Or does Kevin O'Connell truly believe that JJ McCarthy can be ready in time for the 2025-26 season? And I think purely on the fact that They did not push back his void date. I think that tells you everything you need to know about who QB1 is going to be next year. I think they have full faith in McCarthy. Not to mention Kevin O'Connell has said multiple times now, despite what other people are misphrasing his words from the NFL awards. But Kevin O'Connell has said that he has every right to experience free agency. And so I think it's very evident that based on this, Byron Murphy will be coming back, or at least they will be attempting to make him come back. I don't see Aaron Jones going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
There obviously a lot of players say, I want to retire a Viking to, not shade a certain cousin of ours.
Wow.
But I'm not mad. What do you mean? But I think with Aaron Jones, it's very, very different. The love that he has for this team after just one season, I think Aaron Jones is willing to take a discount to stick around. And I think that the people that they did push the void date to tell you kind of exactly where they plan to go in free agency. Mm-hmm. I would be surprised if we don't re-sign Aaron Jones. I think that would be a huge shock to me if we don't re-sign him. Mm-hmm. Byron Murphy, I'm still kind of on the edge of. It's evident that they do want to try to keep him around, but it's weird to me that they avoided giving him the franchise tag and just pushed back his void date. So.
Yeah, and Doogie was on. I know what show he was on, but he said the Vikings do have sincere interest in re-signing Byron Murphy. So it just seems like that price tag of him keeps going up. Like every week, it gets a little bit higher. But he's earned a big contract, so I'm curious.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep. And I mean, a lot of people disagreed with me in the season, but our secondary left a lot to be desired this last year once again, and I don't think we have the capability to really be stingy, especially with how much we're going to have in cap space. I don't think we have the right to be stingy as to who we keep around in the secondary. We don't have a secondary. We really, really don't, especially if we end up losing Gilly and have to kind of go through this whole thing. Not to mention we don't have that much draft capital, and there are some fairly good cornerbacks in this draft class. And so if we're going to get rid of Byron Murphy, we're going to get rid of Gilly, we have to have some cornerstone that isn't one of our safeties or Joshua Metellus to show them the ropes. And I personally believe that Byron Murphy would be a very good veteran to keep around to help show the ropes to the new free agents and drafted individuals that we bring onto the team this year.
Yeah, Viking Funeral says not paying $22 million for Murphy. I don't really get hung up on the numbers. I just because in a year it's going to be like, oh my god, that's a bargain now because the market for cornerbacks has gone up so much. So I don't get hung up on that. We had the money to do it. I just can't see us going to the season without re-signing either Bynum or Murphy. And of the two, I prefer Murphy. So that's where I'm at with it. We got a couple more nuggets here in the Vikings news. Apparently, the Steelers have interest in Daniel Jones. I think a lot of us are assuming Daniel Jones just going to come back and back up J.J. McCarthy next year. But the Steelers might want to come in and maybe get a little bit more money, and maybe he's a starter in Pittsburgh next year. What the hell?
I have had this conversation with Babushka a couple of times, actually, in regards to Daniel Jones.
I like that you and your grandma are talking about Daniel Jones' future with the Vikings.
We do.
Nice little scrambled eggs in the morning.
We do. We talk about it. Because when everything happened and he got released from the Giants, I very much, was one of those people who's like, I foresee him coming and learning under Kevin O'Connell. I mean, anyone would be so lucky to do so. She was like, really though? Like he was a starter going down to like a third string practice squad guy. You really think he would? And I went, yeah, absolutely. I think that he's an insanely intelligent guy who wants to perfect his craft. And I personally think that Daniel Jones does have a lot of promise. And so that's why I don't think that if the Steelers were to reach out to him, I don't think he would go for it. I think he wants to get somewhere where he can show that he is capable of playing at a high level that he believes that he can, especially now that he's played under Kevin O'Connell, or at least learned from Kevin O'Connell a little bit. And so I foresee, kind of going back to what I was saying earlier, I foresee the plan from last year becoming the plan this year, but with Daniel Jones, having Daniel Jones start 1-2 games if necessary, and then J.J. McCarthy taking it from there. I believe that, playing, I mean, if we look at like the 2024-2025 season, the 2023-2024 season, for example, we were off to a rocky start the first couple games of that season. And then by the time that fateful day in October with I almost said Kevin O. Cousins.
I like that.
Achilles happened. By that point we were starting to get into the talk of being playoff contenders. So I don't foresee him going to the Steelers. It also, to me personally, I get that we're going into a very light draft class quarterback wise.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it makes sense for the Steelers to continue this sort of cycle that they found themselves on recently of getting these slightly older quarterbacks and having them play for a season and then dumping them and then getting an older quarterback and then dumping them. If they were to do that with anybody, I think they should do that with Sam Darnold. I think he's a better quarterback for what they're looking to do, to sort of just like ride that tide until next season when we have a better draft class for quarterbacks.
Hell yeah. We got Skull Mafia. Look at that. Wow, look at that generous super chat. He's definitely on the wheel. Fun fact, Wimbar hasn't worn his NSYNC shirt since he made fun of him. We don't make fun of anybody around here, Skull Mafia, but yes, that might be true. But I don't think he has any shame when he wears his NSYNC shirt. He's a very, very diehard Justin Timberlake fan. Look at this. Skull Lupagus and Coda from Forking Skull. Hell yeah, hell yeah.
You think if I told One Bar my birthday was coming up, he would wear his NSYNC shirt for me?
I think he might do that next week. He might be willing to do that. All right, the week after will almost be your birthday.
Yeah.
Really close. All right, so we got one more Vikings news that was out there. Vikings were voted the best fan experience on game day in the entire NFL. Oh my God, we're number one in something. Finally, we're the best. We're the best. Hell yeah.
So proud of us.
I mean, that's nice, I guess. It's really nice. I don't really care. But yeah, it's awesome. I mean, good. I'm glad we have some positivity with the Vikings and being first in something. So it makes me feel good.
I mean, we do have a pretty cool fight song, so.
We do. One of the best. Boswell, we're going to probably start posting mocks maybe in March. It just gets to be kind of tedious, and I know it's kind of been slow, so we're going to wait till the whole mock draft thing. We're going to do one tonight, but as far as posting you guys, we may even start a mock draft show like we did last year. Probably mid-March. We'll figure it out. Yeah. All right. So look at this. Brad Anderson says, happy birthday, Cole.
Thank you.
Brad's the best. He sent me a shower curtain that I use every day. Not every day. It's my basement shower. And also like a signed Culpepper jersey and a bunch of stuff. So Brad's a very generous man. Very generous man.
That's super cool.
Yeah, he's the best. Everybody who's on here is the best. All right, let's get into the Vikings mailbag time. And before we do, a reminder, this is brought to you by Top the Tater, something Coda has not had a taste in a long time because she does not live in Minnesota anymore. And I just want to remind you how good it is. And see those chips there? Like, I mean, you get the box chips. You get the box chips, the old Dutch box chips. They don't break in the dip, and they're fantastic.
We don't have Old Dutch out here either.
Do you at least? Wow, what do you eat? What would you use? You can't use Lay's. Lay's break.
Laser Ruffles. That's what we
maybe
use
Ruffles.
Here.
You have to go with Ruffles. Lay's can't handle Top the Tater.
It's so sad that listen. Starbucks is fine. We don't have Caribou out here, and I'm suffering. It's bad. Save me.
Do you guys have
Get me out.
Folgers?
No.
Okay.
I mean, we probably do. I just don't drink it.
Okay. All right. Let's get into it's mailbag time.
You've got mail.
All right. That is our mailbag. That's Patrick Harms on the moan, courtesy of Patrick Harms.
I was going to ask if that was One Bar.
No, that was Harmsy. All right. The first question is from T-Bass. T-Bass. Okay, Michael Boswell is on the board before we get into that. Oh, shit. It keeps jumping on me here. 56th year. Wow, Michael Boswell. Well done. All right, T-Bass asked this. With the league kicking around the idea of 18 regular season games, are you concerned about a domino effect of this scenario? 18 games, players want more money. Owners paying more money to players. They want rule changes so they don't get hurt. Game changes into something that hardly resembles football. T-Bass, very concerned about 18-game regular season. Coda, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I feel like we had similar things when we moved on from the 16 to the 17 season too. A lot of the similar things. And I'd like to remind people that most NFL players don't actually see the numbers that we are presented with contracts. Half the time, a huge chunk of it gets taken out after taxes. So they don't make really as much as we think they do. Not to mention they only make that money during the season, which is why we see a lot of NFL players after they leave the league struggle a lot with finances, looking at a specific running back from our past.
Yep. I know him.
But I don't think they'll ask for more money. I would not be surprised if they do ask for a couple more safety measures, including a second bye week, which I personally wouldn't be opposed to if we did an 18-game season. My one thing with an 18-game season, however, and it's kind of one of my biggest pet peeves, and I know I'm probably in the minority with this, is towards week 17, week 8, or if we were to do week 18, people resting their starters. I think that's a load of BS personally. And I definitely, if, we start getting there and people start getting, playoff places and bye weeks as early as week 12 or whatever, then we'd see more and more people get rested. And then it's like, well, that's not fun. And I get it, they rest them for safety reasons. But do the Chiefs really need to rest their starters before they have a bye week? Is that really necessary for them?
Didn't they rest them during the Super Bowl this year?
Well, towards the end, yeah, but I mean, they were getting blown out by the Eagles.
During the game, they rested them.
Oh, yeah, they just let them sit down on the field because that would... Anyway.
There's a couple... Yeah. I just think, too, like, if they do go to this, like, the records all have to be changed. Like, even like when they made Big Double Justin Jefferson a couple years ago, he had an extra game to break that record. It's like, it's not the same thing. And also, on top of this, for me, like, I think this whole... the overseas games needs to be maybe reined in a little bit, right? Start NFL Europe, start an NFL World League. It screws up everybody's, their biorhythms, whatever the hell you want to call it. I'm not a scientist here, but like to go overseas, play a game, come back, it fucks with you. It fucks with your body. And then now there's just more and more and more. God, I mean, where are we going to play? In Antarctica next year? I don't know. That needs to be reined in. 18 games needs to be reined in. I don't think it's healthy for the players. I'm not a fan of it. Keep it at 17.
I also, too, with, like, the overseas games, like, the Vikings lost a home game this year against Aaron Rodgers. Like, that really pissed me off, It's just, it gets really, really frustrating because it's like, I get that you want more overseas fans, but you kind of abandon the fans that you have here on your home turf.
Yeah, 100%. You got to give up a home game. It's just, like, I mean, wasn't the idea, I'm going to go back to the overseas games, whatever the hell they call it. I know there's a word for it. But anyway, like, wasn't just to create interest. Like, I think the interest is there now. It's been proven. Like, just create the league. I mean, why not do it? I would watch if there's an NFL World League that happened like in February. I would definitely tune into that.
Yeah, like, like an off-season just for fun game that has no implications. Because again, you're stealing home games from people. The Vikings lost a home game against, in my opinion, one of our biggest arch rivals. Not in the Jets, but in Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. Like, it's kind of bullshit. Like, I mean, granted, I was camping during that game and barely got to watch it as is. Because it was like 6 a.m. for me and I had no service.
I hope not. You're in the woods wrestling with Sasquatch.
Always. I won, of course, but...
Did you tree knock?
I don't know. It just feels gimmicky and it feels money hungry, which is interesting because they've already got... And I want it to be known, I love Taylor Swift. I've got a poster of her up somewhere. I've got a tattoo for her. They've already got Taylor Swift helping them rein in a lot of net worth. I believe she contributed the first season that she started coming. She contributed like over I think it was like 200 million, which is why our cap space keeps increasing purely from her just existing at the games. So why do we need to go to these other countries to get more money when you can just keep angering the Brads and Chads and show her on TV?
Yeah. So anyway, that's definitely opened up a vein there, T-Bass, with your question. But yeah, I don't know. I think it needs to be reined in at some point. Like, I love football, but it's fine. Like, the season has to have its start and its finish, and you can't just keep extending it. So Knack Dog, our buddy from Canada, from way up north, he says, with Murphy's date pushed back so an extension can be worked out, what AAV do you cap out at? And do you think that'll affect Bynum coming back or letting him go? So, like, what's the most you're willing to give Byron Murphy? And if the Vikings do give him a big contract, does that mean Cam Bynum's gonzo?
I think if the price is right, Cam Bynum is not gonzo. I mean, I'm a huge fan of him, so I'm hoping either way he's not.
Because of the High School Musical dance?
Oh, for sure. I mean, you know me so well at this point. I do agree. I don't know if I would pay 22 mil for him. That feels excessive. 15 to 18 doesn't seem...
You're talking for Murphy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think 15 to 18. If he goes 15, then you could keep around Cam Bynum. If he goes 18, I think Cam Bynum walks.
Yeah, and I think that you got to say, I mean, can you get DJ Reed for 14 mil, like everybody's saying? And is that, is that just as good for a less price? And that's what Kwesi's been doing. He kind of finds these bargain guys. But I wouldn't be upset if the Vikings did go all in to bring Byron Murphy back. Would I do that myself? I don't know, but I wouldn't be like all pissed off about it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just me. Maybe that was not a really strong answer. But that's what it was. And does it affect Bynum? I don't know. I was 100% like, I don't know if you noticed the last home game, Bynum kind of looked up at the crowd, looked around, did this whole kind of goodbye thing. I felt like he was gone at that point, and I feel like he's going to try to get the biggest contract he can get. And this, from talking with all the other teams that we talk to when we do Scoring with the Enemy, everybody loves Cam Bynum. Like, I think a lot of teams seem very interested in him. Fan bases seem very interested. So I think there may be a market for him. So if he goes, I think that could actually happen, and I think Murphy's probably more likely to come back.
I'm not one of those people that like hates a player if they leave us. I feel like Cam Bynum, if he were to go, he would definitely pull like a Jared Allen, Kyle Rudolph sort of thing, and at the end of his career sign one of those one-day contracts to come back and retire a Viking regardless. So
maybe he'd do a Randy Moss and also we trade for him and he comes back for a few games, we get rid of him again. We got a question from Must He Insane 166. He's got a couple questions. His first one is this: the front office needs to stop finessing in terms of addressing needs on the team. Bad drafts and trades for years is what keeps holding this team back from anything. If that doesn't change, this team will never contend and will at best be a perennial wild card team, as they have been for most of the 2010s. So he wants this team to go hard in free agency is what I'm getting out of this.
I love this question, even though it wasn't really a question. I just cracked my knuckles. This is one thing that I've been talking about a lot on my TikTok channel, and it's that I think a lot of people, and it kind of goes along.
Wait. What is your TikTok channel? Why don't you drop that right now?
It's Western Dakota. I've got 18.3 thousand followers. Come say hi. Wow. I talk about football and I talk about nerd stuff like Dungeons and Dragons and Captain America. It's cool. It's fun. I make people mad all the time, but like, are we surprised? No. Your question kind of goes, or statement, I should say, kind of goes.
It's not mine. It's Must He Insane 166 question.
Right, I couldn't remember his username. To me, it kind of goes hand in hand with like the jokes and not jokes that Aaron Rodgers is going to be a Viking this upcoming offseason. I think that's bullshit, and I think people holding Kwesi to the same sins as Spielman and all the other GMs before him is absolute garbage. When Kwesi has shown that he is willing to address the needs of the team. Do they not always work out the best? No, they don't. But I mean, look at what happened after Christian Darrisaw went down. He immediately went out and he got Cam Robinson right at the trade deadline. And I think proving that they are not going to continue the sins of their forefathers, as I've liked to say in a couple of my previous TikToks talking about this, is the fact that they got JJ McCarthy at pick number 10. The Vikings have never taken a quarterback in the top 10 picks of the draft. So what more does Kwesi need to do for you guys to prove that he is not the GMs of our past? He is not Ebenezer Scrooge. He does not need to be visited by three ghosts to tell him how to be a better GM. He is the GM that we have needed for a very long time now. And I think judging him based solely off of 3 seasons where one of them was, working with the horribleness that was left to him, the second one being a transitional, and now this third one where I personally believe was a fantastic draft, free agency, and trade season for Kwesi. Like what more do you need from Kwesi to prove to you guys that he is not Spielman and the other GMs that have come before him?
I'm gonna be honest. I was trying to trigger you with these Captain America comments that are coming up. You held tight and you stayed on your rant. I give you a lot of credit for that. I do think like this is the year where he's got the money to do that and go in and fix these needs and do it with free agents. And where he looked at what he did last year, I mean, we didn't have that much cap space, but what he brought in was insane. One of the best free agent classes in the history of the Vikings. So I feel like, and he spent money on 2 edge rushers last year in free agency. Then he drafted the first round pick, second first round pick, traded up to get Dallas Turner. So he did go hard to fix that position. I want to see him keep doing that when it comes to the guards, when it comes to defensive tackle, and comes to cornerback. So I feel like he's starting to do this a little bit. So let's just see it. He has money now to play with. So spend it. And I'm curious if this is the year we're actually going to go in and get that big name free agent, which we haven't done forever. Right. Musty Insane, who appears to be this character right here. He just revealed himself. Are all these draft analysts projecting Vikings drafting safeties are so dumb. Why wouldn't they target a corner or D lineman?
Can I be controversial and say that I don't think they're going to target either?
Really? Consider one. But remember, we're gonna decode the offseason a little bit, so don't spoil anything.
I think one of the ways that we make JJ McCarthy successful is by putting together a squad that is going to help him build success. And I think one of the ways you do that is you get a couple of the guys that help JJ McCarthy out get the championship. That's all I'll say on that. I definitely think we will target defensive guys later on in the draft, but at this moment, I think this specific draft class needs to be thinking about the future versus what we currently need. Use free agency to think about what we currently need. But because we have such little draft capital, we need to be thinking about the future. And I think we need to be thinking about tight ends. I think we need to be thinking about running backs. And I think we need to be thinking about good O-line guys to develop alongside JJ McCarthy.
I'm just going to this. I mean, when the season ended, what was the talk? It wasn't like, oh my God, we need a couple new safeties back there. No, it was build the trenches. Look what the Super Bowl teams were. It was two teams that have been building through the trenches for years. We have to do it. We never do it. It's time to do it. And I'm all about building up those trenches. We got a question here from Jeff Swanson. I don't know if this is a joke or not, but he says, thoughts on kicking the tires and old Rich Cognito, which I think he means Richie Incognito. This is going to be a quick one. He hasn't played since 2017, so no, those tires are deflated and probably likely nowhere near playing shape at all.
Maybe they just keep him around for morale.
Well, I know his name came back up in the words, in the world this week with the whole Jonathan Martin thing, and so I know his name was out there. I don't know what Jeff's thinking, but no, he hasn't played since 2017. Not interested. That's 8 years. It's 8 years. It's 8 years. I don't know. All right. So again, this is the mailbag in case you guys forgot.
You've got mail.
And we got one from Davey OG here. He says, would you go after Myles Garrett? And again, I think he brings this up because Justin Jefferson kind of pleaded for him. Was it at the Super Bowl? It was somewhere recently. He says, would you go after Myles Garrett? That way we get a top-tier 3-down defensive end edge rusher who brings star power, a brutal pass rush, and possibly someone who can mentor Dallas Turner. Would you go after Myles Garrett, Coda?
I think it depends on who from this last year we keep around. Like, are we keeping a lot of the same guys? Are we keeping Van Ginkel? Are we keeping Cashman? I know a lot of people really, I mean, don't get me wrong. Myles Garrett's fantastic. Like, I think he would be killer on the Vikings regardless. But I think if the price is right, absolutely. But I wouldn't go out and spend an insane amount of money just for one guy. I think, if we keep kind of the same unit from last year, which I don't see why we wouldn't, then sure, maybe if he's not too expensive. But it's like one of those things where it's like, yeah, like it'd be a really cool thing to like fantasize about, but realistically, you just can't justify that purchase, or at least in my opinion.
No, and you're already fine there. We got Gink, we got Grenard, we got Dallas Turner. We're fine. We don't need to invest in another edge rusher, especially. I mean, he's great. Like he's one of the best players in the league right now. But no, we're already fine there. We can't use. It's going to cost you at least a first-round pick this year, probably one next year, probably multiple mid-round picks as well. So no,
which we don't have.
No. So my thoughts is no. Price is too high. Fun thought, and I love that Justin Jefferson's out there, pleading for it if he wants his team to be better. But no, this is not the right time. If we didn't have those other guys, yeah, then you definitely think about it. But no, absolutely no. It's a no from Galapagos. And again, if you guys forgot,
you've got mail.
You just like playing that sound.
He just nailed it so good. We got one left here. It's from Chris Vikings 30. What's your thoughts if draft? I think he means on the draft. No Kenneth Grant at 24. We move back to 40, get a third and a fourth also. I think that's a great plan. I think if Kenny Grant's not there, I'm definitely looking to move back and to get an extra third and a fourth in pick 40. Like Daniel Jeremiah came out and said, like, I think he said pick 12 to pick 40. It's all the same kind of talent. Like there's not much difference between these guys of what you're going to find as far as value goes. So I'm 100% moving back this year. If Kenneth Grant's not there. If Kenneth Grant's there, it's going to make the conversation a little more difficult.
I mean, I think for me, I would agree, but maybe there's a different player I've got my eye on. Again, I'm not going to give it away. We'll talk about it when we get there, but there's a different player I've got my eye on. But yeah, if that player's not there when we come up, I wouldn't be mad about moving down. And there are definitely some teams that are further back in the draft that I don't think would say no if we came knocking with a trade offer on 24. So,
and that's the thing to me that I think it makes it a little more confusing. Like, who's that player that teams are going to want to move up and get? Like, I was hoping like maybe Jalen Milroe would just wow at the Senior Bowl, or maybe it would be Jackson Dart. Like, I don't think that quarterback's there, so I don't know who that player is going to be that someone wants to come up and get. So you got to find someone to dance with. But I would love to move down if that's really how things shake out. So.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're going to do a new segment. This is called Is This True? Code, I'm going to give you a statement, and you're going to tell me how true it is. Is it 100% true? Is it not true at all? Is it mostly true? Is it kind of true? Is this true? I just got 3 statements for you. Are you ready? Do you understand?
I'm ready. Yes, I understand. I'm ready.
You guys can play along in the comments. Is this true? Is this true? All right, is this true? Kevin O'Connell is known as a quarterback whisperer, but the only quarterback he's made great is Sam Darnold.
Oh, that is not true. That is 100% not true at all. No. That is false.
Who else has he made great?
Damn it. I don't know. I feel like he really, really helped Kirk Cousins out when he was with us. I think Kirk Cousins did not make as many emotional mistakes as he has in the past. Obviously, Josh Dobbs for those couple of games.
Couple games.
Jared. Okay, I changed my answer to kind of true.
Okay.
Darren Hall up until he got his concussion. And I mean, Nick Mullins had moments of promise. And I mean, he made Sam Darnold look really, really good. So I would say mostly true to pretty true.
And you stuck with Vikings. I mean, he was on the Rams, he was on Washington, so there's other quarterbacks you could have pulled. Looks like it's mixed. We got a few falses, we got some no's, we got so it's a little bit mixed, but okay, so you end up with kind of true on that one?
Yeah, I'll put kind of true on that one.
All right, kind of true on KOC, a quarterback whisperer. Question number 2, not question, statement number 2. Jordan Addison is the only draft pick Kwesi has hit on in 3 drafts as a Vikings general manager.
Not true.
Like 100% not true.
I mean, one of them just went to the Super Bowl, so.
That's true. He did.
Dallas Turner did pretty well. I think he had a little bit of a slump, but I'm also not one of those people that only gives people one season. I'm trying to think of all of Kwesi's draft picks. I mean, JJ McCarthy for that one whole preseason game
was awesome. I love that. It gives me hope.
Was pretty good.
Are you changing your answer again?
I feel like I'm just gonna put kind of true for all of these things. I don't know. Shit. Why can't I think of who we've drafted over the last?
Because it's not good. That's why.
Okay, yeah, I'll say true.
Well, my thing is this: you can't say anybody from last year's class. It's just an unknown. They're all unknowns. Maybe Will Reichard, you can say, okay, only one. Mekhi Blackman, we don't know. Jordan Addison was good. Everybody else in that draft class was ass. And then the first one, you got 2 guys still on the team, Speedy Naylor and Ty Chandler. They're late round picks. They have roles, so you could call those
successes.
You could call those hits minor successes. So I would say mostly true on that, or mostly true.
See, I feel like I have to talk this out with myself first before I actually answer. So that's what I'm going to do with this next one. I'm going to talk it out with myself first, and then I'm going to answer.
All right, you talk this out in your head. As long as Kevin O'Connell is the head coach of the Vikings, we will never successfully run the football.
I'm not entirely sure it is a Kevin O'Connell issue. I think it's an O-line issue. I think it's just who we've had on the offensive line. I think this is one of those ones where I don't want to really give a definitive answer one way or the other, purely because we haven't had a decent enough O-line to really be able to determine this. So I guess I would say kind of true. I think until we really truly fix that O-line, we'll never really know.
Yeah, and I think Knack brings up a great point here. I even when it's working, it seems like KOC just does not want to commit to it, and I don't know. That's what makes you think it's kind of at least partially true, because he wants to put the ball in the air. It's who he is. It's in his soul. It's in his heart.
Well,
It's in his
right.
balls. Throw the ball. Throw the ball. Throw the ball. I mean, I remember the game a couple years ago against the Giants where we were getting like 6 yards a pop late in the game, and he just kept throwing it. And I remember one bar we were watching together, and he was just screaming, like, run the ball, run the damn ball. And I don't know. Maybe that's who he is. He wants to throw it. So I don't know.
And
if
I
it's
wonder,
ever gonna be better.
too, if it has a lot to do – I mean, I don't think Aaron Jones specifically, but, like, if it has a lot to do with our running back situation. Because, I mean, when Kevin O'Connell started, we had Cook towards the end of his – legacy, if you want to call it that. I mean, he's very impressive as a running back, but and then we had Joshua Metellus, or not Metellus. Oh my God, Alexander Madison. Jesus Christ. We had Alexander Madison, and so I wonder. I can't believe I just did that. I wonder if it's a lack of trust in the O-line, a lack of trust in the running back room, a lack of trust in just running the ball in general because he is a quarterback, or if it's all three of those things.
I mean, Madison was ass. I mean, we all learned that the hard way. Like, I was surprised at Brown back, and then I had hope, which I always have hope from Madison too. But at Madison, it's just not good, just not good. So, all right, that was it. That was Is This True? So well done, Coda. Well done for everybody who played along. Felt like those were good talkers. Anyway, got some got the brain working there. All right, now it's time to decode the off season, the Vikings off season. With Coda here. We've all heard my opinions on what I think the Vikings do this offseason. We've all heard one bars. Let's see what Coda thinks the Vikings are going to do this offseason. I'm going to actually try to write this down and just see who you go with. So which Vikings free agents do you believe will be coming back, if any? Who will be coming back for the Vikings 2025 season?
So I think we kind of I kind of confirmed that I would like Byron Murphy to come back if the price is right. Mm-hmm. Bias out of the way, I think this is going to be a really weird sentence. Y'all just got to stick with me here. I think Harrison Smith staying, whether he retires or leaves the Vikings, is dependent on Cam Bynum staying. And I know it's kind of like weird to talk about it like that, like they're shelter dogs and they're like a bonded pair, but they really kind of are. They complement each other in a really, really fantastic way. And I think it's very evident that they have a very close friendship as well as a partnership on the field. And so I think if Harrison Smith were to be like, yeah, I'm coming back, I personally would not be surprised if Cam Bynum sticking around is part of that condition. Okay. But I think if Harrison Smith walks, I think Cam Bynum is also walking. Aaron Jones, I see coming back for sure. Sam Darnold's not coming back. Yep. I'm a go on letting him do it.
Hey, Coda, congratulations. You just named our safety duo as the Shelter Dogs.
It's their new single. I love that. I don't think Dalton Reisner is coming back. I know that he wants to stay a Viking. I don't personally know why we re-signed him, if I'm being honest. Like, he was great the year before. You see
what our O-line looks like?
Yeah. I mean, we kind of need him back if we're really, because we can't really get rid of too many guys. But it's also I don't know. I think it really depends on what we do free agency, who we get in the O-line, because I think free agency is going to be one of those really good places for us to focus in free agency. Maybe one or two guys and then get the rest from the draft. And Cam Robinson, I think, is kind of the same answer. It would be nice to have another sort of veteran-ish. I say ish because obviously we got him halfway through the season alongside Christian Darrisaw, but that's if you don't bring back Bradbury. Who else? Again, I wouldn't be surprised if Johnny Munt or Josh Oliver or both are gone. If I had to pick one, I would drop Johnny Munt and I would keep Josh Oliver. Yeah. I think for the most part, I would kind of kick them all to the curb, if I'm being honest.
But you're going to keep Murphy and Jones and Byron Murphy. Okay. All right. So then, do you think any Vikings are going to be actually cut or restructured? I know Ed Ingram's been needing to be cut. Garrett Bradbury's a restructuring name. Josh Oliver could be either one. Any of those guys do you feel are going to get cut or restructured, or anybody else can get cut, like a shocking cut?
Please get rid of Ed Ingram.
All right. Ingram's gone.
Please get rid of him. I want to like him. I really do. I just can't. It's not his fault. It's not his fault. I feel like Bradbury Bradbury, it's conditional. It really depends on how the free agency goes with the O-line. I wouldn't be mad about restructuring him. And I think, with the season, can't think of a polite thing to say about Reisner. Oh, valid.
He's very generous.
He's a nice guy. Like, don't get me wrong. He and his wife are really, really great. And I think culture-wise, as a fan base, they add a lot to the team. But play-wise, which is the main reason why they're there.
And we're always going to see him here at the Walmart Lopagus show through we wanted him so bad when he came out of was it Kansas State.
Yeah.
So we loved him and we always will. So no matter what, we're going to benefit the doubt. But yeah, he has been great.
I would restructure Josh Oliver.
Okay.
And I would restructure Bradbury, but I would kick Ingram.
Okay. All right. So will the Vikings sign a big name free agent like a Trey Smith, Milton Williams, DJ Reed? Will there be a big name signing this year?
I think so. I think so. Trey Smith and DJ Reed are both at the top of my list. I also wouldn't be mad, and if I mispronounce his name, I am so sorry. Travarius Ward is also on my list. I think that would be really, really interesting. A Josh Sweat too, though I don't think the Eagles are really going to let go of him. He's still on the Eagles, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure.
So sweaty.
But after the Super Bowl, I don't think they're gonna let go of Josh Sweat. If they do, then absolutely go for him. But yeah, I could see Trey Smith or Travarius Ward for sure.
Get that big name. All right, so then finally, what will the Vikings do with pick 24?
So, listen, TJ Hawkinson.
I'm listening.
I think for whatever reason, he's been a little bit gun shy since his injury. Not really sure why that is. But I mean, even before his injury, he had a lot of issues keeping his hands on the ball, which, is what it is. We tried to work it out with him. I think Kevin O'Connell just needs to get out the thing.
The dildo sticks? What are you talking about?
Yes, thank you. I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to be the one to say it.
I have no problem saying that.
So here's the thing. I love JJ McCarthy, and I was very much on the JJ McCarthy hype train when everyone else wasn't, when everyone else was on the Drake May hype train, and I stayed on that JJ McCarthy hype train, and everyone thought I was nuts. Well, here we are now.
Yep.
I know. I think as we continue to be in a competitive rebuild, one of the things we have to do is we have to be realistic about the future. If TJ Hawkinson continues to have these issues holding onto the ball and be a little bit gun shy, we need to think about who's going to replace him as a tight end. I wouldn't be mad if we decided to go for a guy that JJ McCarthy is already comfortable with. I think that would also help him out on the offense as a whole and feel a lot more confident in his ability to connect with guys. Because obviously he's done a lot of job connecting with everybody. But how great would it be if we got Colston Loveland?
I knew that's where you're going as soon as you said it. Look at Viking Funeral. Holy shit. He wants to keep Lord Duncan off the wheel. Viking Funeral, very generous. Appreciate that very much. Coda wants Colston Loveland to be the pick at 24. A tight end, which, I mean, it could be Hawkins and Loveland out there if that's the case. If we cut Josh Oliver and we don't bring back Johnny Munn.
ESPN actually has him being drafted at about the 27th pick. So I've
seen him higher. I've seen him higher going to Denver.
It's not an insane pick there. But,
John Carlin says this, Coda. Says F that.
Okay. I mean, it's my opinion, so
John, you hurt her feelings.
Agree with it. Darn, my ego.
Scott, he's actually going to be my my crush of the week next week. Who's going to be Gadsden the second? But
oh, really?
Yeah.
It's a good thing I don't listen. They don't pay me for my opinions. They just tell me to come on here and give them to you guys. So
we don't pay her at all. Shocker, Coda.
It's true. They gave me a sweatshirt, and I was like, okay, I'll do whatever you guys want me to do. Well, in regards to
maybe you need a T-shirt. We'll send a T-shirt your way.
Yeah, if you send me a T-shirt, then I'll start saying what the chat wants me to say.
No, you say what you know. You gotta say what you want. Look at this.
Listen, people said the same thing about when I was saying it for JJ McCarthy. Like, send me the hate. I don't care. I'm out here living my best life.
I mean, we just never know. That's why the draft is so great, because we just never know what teams are going to do.
Exactly.
Look at Lord Duncan and Viking Funeral just having a love spat here in the comments. He was kidding, Lord Duncan. But yeah, Lord Duncan, I think he's set on a horseshoe. He's been winning a lot lately. So, all right. So basically, Coda's off season. We're going to Byron Murphy's coming back. Aaron Jones is coming back. Ed Ingram's cut. We're going to draft Colston Loveland. And we're going to sign, was it Trey Smith? Or who did you pick one of those two?
Trey Smith. I would probably go Trey Smith over Javarius Ward.
Yeah. So we're going to make a big free agent signing as well. So Coda, I'm pretty happy with that. Hell yeah. Why not? I love that shit.
We got the cap space.
We have the money. Spend it. Spend the money. All right, so it's time for free agent crush of the week, our free agent crush of the week. So someone we're kind of keeping our eye on. One bar gets mad at me because I go for some obvious options, but this week I went a little bit deeper. I did go a little bit deeper, but Coda, we'll let you start. Who's your free agent crush of the week?
I think right now, actually, it would probably be Josh Sweat. Mm-hmm. I'm interested to see if the Eagles do keep him. And I think if they don't, that should be managerial malpractice.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm keeping my eye out on Josh Sweat. Like, hey,
we're just get your shirt says managerial mispractice. That's what we're gonna get.
Please do. Oh my God, I'd wear it to work. I'd get in trouble, but I'd wear it to work. I would absolutely wear that to work. I'd get fired, but I'd wear it to work.
So you're going Josh Sweat. Isn't he an edge rusher?
He is. So
you're going to go with an edge. We've got people whipping out their membership links right now. We got 22-incher from Viking Funeral, 11-incher from Michael Boswell. 11, I shouldn't say incher. I mean monther. But they're whipping them out. So you're going Josh Sweat. And yeah, I mean, you can never have enough good pass rushers on a team. I think you can probably move inside as well. So someone that Brian Flores can be very creative with using him. So hell yeah, why not? I went with Julian Blackmon, safety from the Indianapolis Colts. Kind of one of those under the radar guys that it seems to be kind of a Kwesi type. He's not coming off his rookie contract because the Colts did give him a 1-year deal last year, but 86 tackles last year, 1 tackle for loss, 3 interceptions, 4 passes defense. He had half a sack, 62 career starts. He's only 26 years old, 6 foot, 202 pounds. His PFF overall grade was better than Cam Byram's. It was better than Harrison Smith's. Projected contract, 3-year, $24 million, $8 million a year. Very affordable option. One of those guys like, oh my God, who's Julian Blackmon? And you start researching him, like, this guy's pretty damn good. So Julian Blackmon's mine this week.
I wouldn't be mad about that.
Well, I think it's kind of fun to try to figure, no one really had us going after Jonathan Grenard last year. I'm always trying to find, who could this guy be? Who's going to be the guy that we're going to sign? Who the fuck is this guy? And then you start digging into, okay, this guy's good. So I'm going Julian Blackmon. I think he could be a sneaky good play. Davies just sitting at 9 inches. Luminous is only at 8. So we're just seeing how long everybody is. We appreciate all you guys for being members. And I'm going to keep doing my positional rankings on that membership. And I'll probably do draft crushes as well when I drink a glass of wine as I talk about the guys I've been in love with for the draft.
So fancy.
Yeah. Well, it's the Snoop wine. It's not too fancy. So speaking of draft crushes, what a perfect segue. I wasn't even trying. Look at Lumina says it's not the size that counts. Draft crush of the week. Code, I'm going to start this time because I keep having you start and everything, but I'm going to go with a running back, which has been becoming kind of a popular theme for mock drafters when it comes to Vikings at pick 24. I'm going to go with Marion Hampton, the big running back from UNC. Just a crazy combination of size and speed, 6 foot, 220, projected to run in the 4.4s at the combine. We'll see if he can pull that off or not. But last year, his starting quarterback goes down. After the year, they lose Drake May, and the starting quarterback goes down. So they're down to basically their third-string quarterback from last year. He still ran for 15 touchdowns, 1,660 yards, caught 38 balls for 373 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's like a one-cut north-south runner, but when he goes, he is gone. He's got the top speed. He's got the power. He's not overly shifty. He doesn't need to be. He's huge. He can plow you over. He's been compared to Jonathan Taylor, Thor Nystrom, compared to Deuce McAllister. Omarion Hampton, running back UNC. If Vikings trade down, maybe into the 40s, like Chris Viking suggested in our mailbag, I would not be upset with it one bit.
First of all, shout out to Thor. I love Thor. I just needed to say that because you said Thor. So here's the thing. Fun fact about me, I have dyslexia. So sometimes I'm really stupid when it comes to reading. So we have the same crush.
I don't think dyslexia means you read the whole entire thing I sent you wrong. You used to read it backwards, don't you?
I
Do you love Hampton too? Talk about him. Let's do it.
No, sometimes I misread things, and I just, for whatever reason, just did not process that we put the same guy. So I'm gonna go back to Colston Loveland.
All right, go back to Colston Loves. Wow. This is why we prep. This is why you don't get paid right here.
Yeah, honestly, that sounds about right. I wouldn't be surprised. Plus, I mean, I partake in managerial malpractice, so maybe you shouldn't pay me at all.
Yeah, we gotta do that. Was Matt. No, that's good. I mean, I'm glad you like him too. And there's a lot of running backs I love, but if we're gonna pick one like in that early second round range, he's the guy I want.
Absolutely. Especially because I think, unfortunately, going into the draft, like as great as 24 is going to sound, we don't have a lot of draft capital, and so trading that for more would be ideal.
All right, well, just keep talking about him for 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
Okay. Hi everybody. My name is Jacob. I'm not good on the fly like this. I don't know. I've got this hooked up. Ask me questions in chat so that way I can answer them. Until Lephagus is ready to come.
I'm already back. I'm super quick.
Oh, cool. Okay, thank God.
Super. Did you not see me?
No, I went to the YouTube chat. So that
dyslexia hurt your eyes too?
I'm just stupid, man. That's it.
All right, we're gonna do a mock draft, and Wilbar's gonna be pissed when he goes back and watches this because I don't know how to get rid of this bar in the middle. So we're gonna do a mock draft here. I'm gonna get this ready, and I'm gonna use mock draft database simulator. So we're gonna get crazy trades offers to us. That's what they do. But let's get this up here, and so we can see it. That's my Pornhub tab. All right, this is the one I want to use. All right, we're gonna see what kind of layout looks the best. That one's not bad. Let me make this a little bit bigger here, quick.
Ooh.
I'm sorry about the. Sorry about what we're gonna. Okay. All right, is that too big? That's not too big. You can see that good, Coda?
Yeah, I can see it.
All right, I'll let you start. So I'm gonna get the draft started here. There's gonna be a shit ton of ads. That's the downside of this one, but let's get started. So the draft is going here. And all right, so before we look at the trade offers, let's just see how the draft has unfolded. I think I made it too big. Who's on the board? So is there a position you want to see first? Colston loves him there. He's there. Colston loves him on the board. He's any other positions you want to see?
I want to see running back. I want to see who's there for the running back still.
Running back, we got Marion Hampton, Travion Henderson, who Daniel Jeremiah had us taking at 24. Do you want to look at the trade offers?
I'm
trying to.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
All right, hang on. I think I made this too damn big. I'm gonna have to make this smaller.
We're live, everybody. We're live.
Hang on, I want to click off F11 trade offers. I know we had a couple. They're at the bottom. Shit, where did they go? Let me unzoom this a little bit. I overzoomed. All right. Maybe we don't have any trade offers. No, I don't think we actually have any. We do have one. Okay, so we got Washington wants 20. They're going to us pick 129, 261, 7,238, and 7,250 for pick 24. Bengals are offering us. There's a shit. They're looking at 249 and crap. Jacksonville 236, 388, round 5, 143, round 6, 196. And then Tennessee, round 2, pick 35. So I think the best one was that Washington.
Sure.
You like that?
Yeah, I like that a lot. You
want to take that trade?
Let's do it.
All right. I'm going to maybe not make it so big because I really screwed up. So we're going to accept the trade. Maybe we'll try F11 in it again. All right. So let's see who's on the board now. Hampton's still there.
Okay.
Henderson's still there. Is your boy still there? No. Well, we got Elijah Arroyo there. So what are you going to do?
Where are we at with corners?
Corners, we got Jahdae Barron's still there. Holy shit! And Savon Morrison. Wow.
Yeah, I think we gotta take him. That's a steal.
You going Barron?
We gotta take him. I'm going Barron.
Yeah. He's really growing on me as this draft gets closer and closer. So, all right, we got Jade Barron, just a guy who can do a lot of things and very exciting player. One trade offer. I'm not interested.
No.
All right, so I'm looking right at the D line first. Darius Alexander, Deion Walker. Darius Alexander, Jeremiah had him in his first round, which is crazy. Interior O-line, Marcus Mball is there.
Okay.
Tempting. Running back, Quinshawn Junkins, Caleb Johnson.
I know a lot of people are hot on Caleb Johnson. I know that.
I know I am. I'm very hot on him. I'm
Should we get your boyfriend then?
No, I do like him. I think I am gonna go with him. Caleb Johnson. I know Thor has him as his running back too, and I love Thor, so I'm gonna go with Thor on this one. So we got Caleb Johnson, and
I love Thor.
we're here.
Such a
Pick
cool guy.
97. Yeah. All right, so you got a trade offer here. You can go to 108 and get another 6th-round pick and a 5th-rounder next year from the Bills. Chargers or the Rams are offering pick 100 to slide down a couple spots and get a 6th-rounder next year. And then the Dolphins are asking you can go 1 pick down and get round 5 and a round 7 this year. That's not a bad deal.
No, I'm not mad about the Dolphin ones. The other ones I think are kind of BS. How many more trades? How many more picks we got?
Well, we got 1 million now. So my picks, we got 97, 140, 161, 238, 250. We got a lot of picks, and then again, you can get more if you move down 1 spot. D line, holy shit, Norman Lott's there.
Ooh. Honestly, I say let's just move down 1 slot. There's no way that Miami goes for him. Yeah, I don't think
so.
Miami goes.
Watch it. He's still there.
Ha!
He taking Lott?
I'm taking Lott.
Yeah. I know our buddy Joe DeLeon had us take him in his first round in his first mock draft. So Omar Norman Lott. So far, this draft is looking fucking awesome. I'm thinking interior O line right now. That's what I'm thinking.
I agree.
At the moment. We gotta get some help there. Charles Grant's there. I do like Charles Grant. Is the value worth it? I think it is. I'm going Charles Grant. He can play tackle. He can play guard. He's a beast. He's a small schooler. I got an A+ for that pick. I'm feeling really good about myself right now. I love this part. Again, one more he's gonna have a fucking conniption about that. All right. So any position you want to see right now? Ollie Gordon. We already got a running back, but a lot of actually mock drafts suggest the Vikings might take 2 running backs this year. Could you imagine?
I wouldn't be mad about that. One to play and then one to sort of let develop on the practice squad. Yeah, let's take a look at running backs.
You want to see running back again? We got Ollie Gordon, RJ Harvey, DJ Giddens, Trevor Etienne, Travis's brother. But do you want to see tight ends? They got picked clean. Those are gross.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's pick up Travis Kelce.
Wow. Any other thing you want to see before you decide? We don't have any trade offers. No one wants this pick. Looking at this is the top rated guys according to who's left.
I can't see.
We don't have a corner. I'm sorry. So we don't have a corner yet. Jacob Parrish, Noel Williams, Jordan Hancock, Mello Dotson's nice. Upton Stout. Billy Joel once sang about him. Jabbar Muhammad. Anybody sticking out as far as corners go?
Go back to the top.
What do you want to go back to?
I wouldn't be mad about Jacob Parrish.
You like Jacob Parrish?
Yeah, why not?
Mm-hmm. All right, Jacob Parrish, corner. We got our corner. And we're up again. I know who I'm already thinking about. I think we have enough picks. I'm not going to do any more trades.
Yeah, I don't think we need anything.
I'm going right back to corner. I'm going Mello Dotson. The dude's a ball hawk. I love Mello Dotson. I know Lord Duncan does as well, and Lord Duncan is wise beyond his years. So I'm going to go Mello Dotson there. Dude, just insane ball skills. He's got ball skills of Lord Duncan. Well, Cody, I can't see you. There's a bar in the way. All right. Any position you're thinking about right now? Do you want to finally look at tight end, or I don't know what you want?
Well, there's not really any tight ends. I mean, I might take a look at like running backs.
Oh, we did take 3 cornerbacks. We got Jade Barron.
Yeah, we got ourselves covered.
We're good. We're good. You know what?
I might take a look at the wide receivers just for shit to giggles.
Yeah, no, I like that. We do need wide receivers. So we got Corey Brooks, Jimmy Horn Jr., he is a legacy player. LeJonte Wester,
Yeah.
Antoine Wells, Kyle Williams, Washington State. He had himself a nice little, I think it was Senior Bowl. Efton Chisholm was the guy who stood out at the East-West Shrine Bowl. James Horn's kid's there. James Horn's kid is staring you in the face.
Well, then I got to take him.
Yeah, and also he's named after our show, Horned Up. So.
Oh, well, then we have to. It's
got to get Jimmy Horn Jr. We got 2 picks left. I'm going back to the old line. I don't care who is there. Josh Gray's there. Tyler Cooper's there. Very tempted to grab a gopher. Is there a versatile old tackle?
Oh, whenever I do these, I typically the reason I never post mine is because sometimes I just like to fuck around and find out. So usually I'll just do guys from like Notre Dame and the University of Minnesota and like Georgia.
Yeah,
just because I think it's funny.
No, I get it, but I'm actually going to go with the guy we interviewed, old Gus Hartwig. Gus was fantastic. He is now a Minnesota Viking, and because he interviewed with us, he gets drafted by the Minnesota Vikings, which I think goes into their plans. All right, you got the last pick.
They go, what do the One Bar and Lupicus show think that we should do here?
100%. All right, you got the last pick. Coda, who are you going to take?
I want to take a punter because why not?
James Burnip is the top one ranked. You got Ross James, Bryce McPherson, Alex Baqueta, Max Fletcher, Brett Thorson from Georgia.
Take that Fighting Irish. Let's do it. Right. Take that Fighting Irish.
Bryce McPherson is
he even sounds Irish.
Bryce McPherson. Yes, that's how he talks. All right, so we got Jahdae Barron, Caleb Johnson, Omar Norman Lott, Charles Grant, Jacob Parrish, Mello Dotson, Jimmy Horn Jr., Gus Hartwig, and Bryce McPherson. So they didn't like Gus. They didn't like the Gus pick at all. I'll give that an F. They didn't like much care for a punter. But you know what? I love some of these names we got. Jahdae Barron is huge. Caleb Johnson's huge. Norman Lott's a huge value. Charles Grant as well. So I thought we did well, Coda. I thought we did very well here.
I give us a solid B+. This was good. B+, A- work.
I'm giving an A just because of the value we got in those first 3 picks. So we traded down. We were very smart. Now I got to try to find the right setting again. I think that's close. So solid draft, says Daniel Parker. Thank you, Daniel. We really appreciate that. Very generous of you to say that. Nice trade, says Luminous Grin. Very much appreciate it as well. I got a F11 that. Get my shit up. So it's time, Coda. It's time for trivia. So this is the last call. Everybody wants to get on the wheel. I'm going to get the wheel set up here. So I'm going to pull up the names. This is your last call to get on the wheel. Coda, talk about something really awesome while I'm doing this.
My birthday is on March 4th, and you all should tell me happy birthday before you never see me again. That's a lie. I'm on the show like all the time.
Yeah, you're going to be on again probably very soon.
Let's
whether you like it or not.
What else should I talk about?
What was that shirt we're gonna get you again? I forgot. I already forgot.
The managerial mismanagement one.
Yeah, that was a phrase. And then the safeties, we got a term for the shelter dogs. That was awesome.
Shelter dogs.
I like that. Very much.
That would be a good sticker. Shelter dogs.
It would be. All right, so we got everybody's on the wheel right now.
My car is named after Kevin O'Connell, thanks to Jason from Twitter.
That's right. You call it Kevin. All right. Anybody else? We got some birthday wishes coming in. All right. The wheel's ready. We still got trivia to go through. So if any late comers can still get on the wheel if we catch it in time. No guarantees if you put anything on, we're going to notice it. So, all right. The category is this, Coda. Where legendary Vikings finished their careers.
Ooh, okay.
Is this a strong topic for you?
A little bit, yeah. A little bit. If it is, especially if it's like 2 specific people, I think I got this in the bag.
All right. You guys play along in the comments. Again, the category is where Vikings legends finish their careers. It's fairly recent. Cody's young, so I didn't go back that far.
Someone said happy 21st birthday, and you know what? We're just going to go with that age. We're just
going to roll. Yeah, it was Luminous. He's very generous man.
Let's go with that age.
All right. It could be a woman. I don't know what Luminous is. All right. Here we go. Question number 1. Where did legendary Vikings tight end play his final season in the NFL?
Is it Kyle Rudolph?
Kyle Rudolph. I forgot to put his name.
It was Tampa Bay. He played with the Buccaneers. And I know this because So his last season as a Minnesota Viking, or like before he went over to the Giants, his jersey went on sale. And I was living in New York City at the time, and his jersey was the first ever jersey that I purchased for myself as an adult, and I thought it was just like a normal everyday sale. And so I was like, "Oh, cool! I finally own a Kyle Rudolph jersey." And then I found out like 2 days later he went to the Giants. And then the Tampa Bay Buccaneers went to a Super Bowl, and then he joined the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and so then I was really, really sad that he never got to go to a Super Bowl. And then technically he did retire as a Viking because he came back and he signed.
I'm not counting that bullshit one-day contract. Last played on the field. Okay, played a
Tampa Bay
meaningful
Buccaneers.
snap. All right. So if you get it right with no multiple choices, 2 points. If you get it with multiple choices, 1 point. We're gonna say you need 6 points to call this a win.
Oh my god. Okay.
You got 2 points. You got it right. It was Kyle Rudolph, and I forgot to put his name in the question, so I really screwed that up. That was on me.
I knew who you were talking about though, because
I'm like, because I know you love Kyle Rudolph. I assume we got Fat Yogi's here. Yogi, how you doing? I got to meet Yogi in person, give him a nice hug. We rubbed
cool
together. It was very nice. Nisberg thinks you look 21, Coda.
Again, let's just go with that.
Nisberg, how old do I look? Nisberg, answer that. Question 2. Where did arguably the best wide receiver in Vikings history, Randy Moss, play his final season? You can wait and go for multiple choice if you want to.
I'm pretty sure it was the Patriots, right? He didn't go anywhere else after the Patriots, did he?
I'm not helping you. I'm freaking Alex Trebek here.
I'm saying with 98% confidence that he went to the Patriots because he won a Super Bowl with the Patriots. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the Patriots. That was the last place that he played. A significant snap of football was with the Patriots. I'm gonna lose my Vikings.
That's your final answer.
You want me scared?
That's why I need to know. Is it your final answer?
Yes.
All right, you are super wrong. Everything you said there was wrong. He did go to the Patriots. He did not win a Super Bowl. He finished his career at the San Francisco 49ers.
Why did I not know that?
I don't know. I don't know why he didn't know that.
How many seasons was he there?
With who?
The Niners.
He just one year. He went probably a couple.
Oh, that's probably why. Because usually when they talk about him, they never mention the Niners. So I did not know that he went to the Niners.
Those are dark times. We don't talk about those. He was also a Titan before that, so he bounced around a little bit.
Weird. So weird.
All right, so you got 2 points. You're still sitting pretty good to get that 6. I mean, you could be better. Again, remember, multiple choice is 1 point. If you just guess it straight up, it's 2 points. Question 3. The Vikings infamously used the poison pill to sign this Hall of Fame guard who played his final NFL season with the Tennessee Titans in 2012. Who was he? The poison pill.
God.
Who used the poison pill? He's a Hall of Famer. There's so many clues in this.
Oh, no.
2012, you were what, like 6?
Yeah, sure, let's go with 6. Oh, my God. I'm sorry.
We got a lot of right answers in the comments. Don't look in the comments. You better hide comments right now.
Damn it.
Are you
I'm
hiding
gonna have
them?
to go with. No, yeah, they're in a different tab. I can't see them at all. I'm gonna have to go with multiple choice for this one.
All right. Was it A, Dakota Dozier, B, Drew Samia, C, Steve Hutchinson, D, Randall McDaniel?
Oh, see, 2 of these names are really, really familiar.
Well, some might be familiar for wrong reasons.
I want to go with Randall McDaniel. I think it's him.
Is that your final answer, Coda?
Yeah.
You are wrong. It was Steve Hutchinson. Steve Hutchinson.
Damn it.
Everybody in the comments.
That was my other choice. I'm sorry, everybody. I was like 4 when this happened.
Everybody knew it, but you.
Well, again, I told y'all I'm stupid, so.
It's harder though. When you're in the trivia chair, it's a lot of pressure than when you're the one in front of you. So, or even in the comments. All right, question 4. You got 2 points. You're still all right. You can still get like 6 more points. Percy Harvin, remember him?
Yes.
He was a dual threat beast for the Vikings for 4 seasons before being traded to the Seahawks in 2013. He stuck around the league until 2016 when he hung him up as a member of what AFC team?
I'm going through them in my brain because I know that he went to the Seahawks. And thanks, Viking Funeral.
Nisberg just fired you.
That's fine. I should have been fired for the managerial mismanagement. So, like,
it's okay. You love Colson Loveland.
I do. I like him. Oh, my instinct is to say to the Chiefs, but that feels wrong.
You can go multiple choice. Remember that.
How many questions do I have? Like, how many questions do you have?
There's 2 left after this. So if you don't get this one, it's not looking good.
Oh,
you really need a point here.
Okay, I'll do the multiple choice.
Was it A, New York Jets, B, New England Patriots, C, Buffalo Bills, D, Denver Broncos?
Okay, I'm glad I didn't say the Chiefs. I'm pretty sure it was the Jets. That feels right. That feels right. I'm pretty sure I'm wrong, though. I'm pretty sure I'm wrong.
No, I was just stretching out I was just tying some chunk of ribbon there.
Fuck! See, I want to say the Jets. It feels... No, I'm going to go with the Bills.
Final answer?
Final answer, the Bills.
It was the Bills. You got 3 points. Boom.
Yes!
You're still alive. You're still alive. You're doing well. All right. You got 3 points, 2 questions left. You can still get 7, a very respectable score.
Okay.
All right. Again, no one else has entered the wheel, so that's cool too. Linebacker Anthony Barr was the first pick of the Mike Zimmer regime. While he hasn't officially retired yet, what team did he last play for in 2023? Anthony Barr.
I know that.
What team did he last play for on the field? Handsome son of a bitch.
Wasn't he one of the ones that Mike Zimmer picked up for the Cowboys? Because he went and he picked up a lot of previous Vikings players.
Interesting. There's multiple choice too.
I know. I don't want to fail everybody.
The comments are split right now. A couple right answers, mostly wrong answers.
What are they saying?
I'm not talking about. I'm not going to give you.
What's the multiple choice?
Just a minute here. I'm just going to make sure that I got the answer right in my thing.
Because now you're not sure.
I'm sure. I just want to make sure. All right. Multiple choice. You go multiple choice then?
Yeah, let's go multiple choice.
A, Dallas Cowboys. B, Los Angeles Chargers. C, New York Jets. D, Minnesota Vikings.
He is not on the... Ooh. No. Everyone wanted him to come back to the Vikings. I know that for a fact, but I don't think we ended up going with him. I think he came back last season. I know he played for the Chargers because he... Was it the Chargers or the Cowboys where he... No, did he come back this season? Well, now I'm...
Are you smelling your fingers for good luck?
Yeah, I am. How'd you know? Ironically enough, I'm thinking back to Sal Spice. Love you, Sal. Because I know that she was like really advocating. I'm pretty sure it was Barr that she was really like hardcore advocating to have him come back for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm pretty sure it was the Dallas Cowboys. Because I remember Mike Zimmer bringing back a lot of previous Minnesota.
You remember now, if you get this wrong, you technically can't.
Everyone will hate me, but that's fine. Everyone already hates me for other reasons.
Still spin the wheel.
I'm going to say Dallas Cowboys.
Dallas Cowboys is incorrect. It was Minnesota Vikings. He was on a practice squad and he was called up. He last played for the Vikings.
What game?
I don't know. He played in 4 games.
We lost him. Oh no. Chat. Listen.
This guy,
you know what?
That was weird.
That was so weird.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened.
Gods were mad at you for giving me the incorrect.
No, he played in 4 games for us, so he had 1 tackle.
Maybe that's why I don't remember him coming back to the Vikings.
All right, so you can't technically be a winner tonight, but we have 1 question left for you.
That's fine. At least I look cute.
Wheel. Yeah, that is definitely a positive. All right, you ready for the last question?
Yes.
All right, Dante Culpepper was drafted by the Vikings in 1999 and played for the Dolphins, Raiders, and finished his career in Detroit in 2009. What was his signature celebration called?
I was like 2. What the fuck? I was 2 when he played.
Okay, I mean, come on. Are you a Vikings fan or not?
I was hoping that you would be like, where did he go after that? And I'd be like, oh, he played in the Canadian League for a little bit. Can I get an extra point for knowing that he played in the Canadian League?
Did he?
Yeah.
Knack, where's Knack? Knack, did he play in the Canadian League?
Played in the Canadian League. After he finished in the Minnesota Vikings not the Minnesota Vikings in the NFL.
What do you like? He played for the Saskatchewan Roughriders or who? Argonauts?
I don't know who he played for. I just know he played in the Canadian.
Knack says no, he never did.
Yes, he did. I am not lying about this.
I'm really.
He absolutely played.
I don't know who to believe right now.
I am not making this up. He totally played for a Canadian League. I remember this clear as day. That's the only fucking Dante Culpepper thing that I remember at this moment, despite growing up when he played. I don't know. I feel like it's like something like obvious. Can I give him multiple choice?
It says he did not play in the Canadian Football League.
Why did I think he did?
I don't know. Yeah, multiple choice is this. Was it A, get your roll on, B, love boat lambada, C, skull in your hole, or D, the touchdown twerk?
Okay, he did not play during the Love Boat, did he? There's no way he played on the Vikings.
100% he played during the Love Boat era.
He was. When was the Love Boat? Like 2007?
Pretty sure he was a member of it.
I feel like he wasn't. I feel
he was
like
motorboating.
What was the multiple choice again? I'm sorry, I got distracted by the.
Was it A, get your roll on, B, the Love Boat lambada, C, skull in your hole, or D, touchdown twerk?
Did people twerk in the early 2000s?
These are all things you got to ask yourself, not me.
I mean, I was asking. That one was kind of more myself.
Okay, all right.
I don't think.
But no, they didn't. They didn't.
I don't.
Okay, you're down to 2.
I'm gonna go with A. I know I'm wrong.
It was get your roll on. Get your roll on.
Yeah, because the others just because I feel like the skull in your hole just feels really like not him.
That's what I end my shows on with when I do them solo. Keep your skull in your hole.
I didn't know that. I've been seeing.
Yeah, well, thank you for coming on the show and not knowing that.
Again, I partake in managerial malpractice and I'm stupid. So. All
right, so Cody, you got 1. I think you got 2. You got 4 points out of 6. We're still going to spin the wheel because that's what we do here. So there's probably going to be a bar in the middle of the wheel, so I apologize for that. First, so let's just get this going here. Share screen. All right. Again, if you win, email onebarlupagus@gmail.com. And all right, we can see that, can't we?
Yeah.
onebarlupagus@gmail.com. Again, maybe it's a t-shirt, maybe it's something from one of our sponsors. I know, where is he? Jeff Swanson wants some Happy Nuts. So let's go ahead and spin this thing. Here we go. So nervous.
I'm excited. I'm glad we still got to do it.
I think it's me fucking Matamita. I think dude wins so much.
Yay!
Matamita is your winner. So congratulations, Matamita. You know what to do. You win like every fucking week. So Matamita, hit us up on barlupagus@gmail.com. I don't know what there is left to give you, but we'll find something. Coda, appreciate you hopping on. Very, very kind of you, and you did a great job.
Thank you. I love coming on here and admitting that I commit crimes in the workplace.
It's fine. We all do it. We don't all admit it. All right, so that wraps up another Horned Up. One bar's back, I think, sometime tomorrow. He'll be probably on this weekend. You'll see that wonderful Ginger again at that time. And guys, until then, remember this. The entire population of Whittier, Alaska lives in a single 14-story building that houses a grocery store, school, post office, church, a bread and breakfast, and a city government.
Why do